If I had to start over from scratch, I'd do this to achieve financial freedom. Have you ever stopped to think about why so many people start the year full of goals and end it with the same frustrations? It's not a lack of willpower. It's not bad luck. It's because goals without systems are like bullets fired in the dark. They might hit the target, but the odds are slim. The truth is, winners don't rely on motivation. They rely on mechanisms that work every single day, even when motivation doesn't show up. Here's a counterintuitive truth. The less you depend on discipline, the better your results will be. Sounds crazy, but that's exactly how elite athletes, successful investors, and billionaire entrepreneurs operate. They build systems so well designed that progress becomes inevitable. And I'm not talking about theory. I'm talking about a method you can start applying today, one that will turn every step you take into a solid rung on the ladder toward the top. Picture this, a system that automatically takes care of your finances, your health, your career, and even your relationships. It's not about living in a rigid routine. It's about having the freedom to create, explore, and enjoy life while your internal engine works for you. And what if I showed you that you can build this without spending a fortune, without relying on luck, and without waiting for the perfect moment? Find your freedom figure. Think of your life as a treasure map. The X that marks the spot is your financial freedom. But unlike childhood stories, the gold isn't buried on some secret island. It's hidden inside a single number, your freedom figure. This is the exact amount you need invested to live without depending on a boss or a paycheck. The formula is simple, almost poetic. Figure out how much your ideal lifestyle costs each year and multiply it by 25, the famous rule of 25. If your annual expenses are $75,325, for example, we're talking about $1.88 million invested. Sounds impossible? Take a breath. I'll show you how to turn that mountain into steps. But knowing the number isn't enough if it just sits on a piece of paper. That figure needs to work for you, like an employee who never takes vacation and never asks for a raise. That's where investing comes in. An S&P 500 ETF is like having a slice of the 500 biggest companies in America in your pocket, and the dollar-cost averaging method is your ticket to buying shares little by little, without fearing market ups and downs. Imagine investing $200 every month, rain or shine. Over time, it smooths out the risks and steadily builds wealth. Here's the detail that separates dreamers from doers: clarity. When you know exactly what your target is, every financial decision runs through a natural filter. A new car? Only if it helps you reach your freedom figure faster. A side gig? Only if the paycheck goes straight into investments. That's when you start spotting opportunities where you used to see only obstacles. And the funny thing is, once you can see your number clearly, you'll realize there are ways to shorten the path. Ways that don't just involve earning more, but also spending much smarter. Hack your life to spend less. Most people think that achieving financial freedom is only about increasing income. But the truth is, the money slipping silently through your fingers every month could delay your dream for years. This is where hacks come in. Smart adjustments that reduce spending without lowering your quality of life. A great example is car hacking. Instead of financing a brand new car and watching its value plummet the moment you drive it off the lot, you buy a well-maintained used model at the bottom of its depreciation curve. You drive it, take care of it, and sell it for almost what you paid. The result? More money left over to put into your S&P 500 ETF with dollar-cost averaging. Another powerful trick is brand hacking. It's incredible how much extra brands charge just for their logo on the box. Swapping a famous cereal for the store brand version might save you only a couple of bucks, but repeated daily, that can turn into thousands over the year. That extra cash can be reinvested to create passive income. The same applies to house hacking, renting out a spare room or turning extra space into an Airbnb. Imagine slashing your mortgage payment or even wiping it out entirely with that extra income. And it doesn't stop there. There's tax hacking, which is simply learning to play by your country's rules so you pay what's fair and not a penny more. Or deal hacking, the art of negotiating prices. A car, a phone, even your gym membership. Everything's negotiable if you know how to ask and you've done your homework. These strategies aren't about living miserably. They're about opening up space in your budget to accelerate your journey toward your freedom figure. And the faster you trim the waste, the faster you can redirect that freed-up cash into something even more powerful. Use credit cards wisely. A lot of people see credit cards as the enemy. But when used strategically, they can be one of your greatest allies on the road to financial freedom. Think of a credit card as a tool to build your credit score, your financial reputation. A strong score opens doors, cheaper financing, lower interest rates, and more investment opportunities. The secret? Use the card for purchases you'd make anyway, and pay the balance in full every month. That way, you reap the benefits without falling into the compound interest trap that works against you. And it's not just about having a credit card, it's about using it to expand your possibilities. Imagine you're ready to try house hacking, buying a property and renting part of it out. If your credit history is solid, you can negotiate better rates, which means more free cash flow to reinvest. And that reinvestment could go straight into the S&P 500, an ETF, or even a small stake in cryptocurrencies, generating passive income. That's the domino effect of well-managed credit. Credit cards can also give you direct rewards like travel miles, cashback, and discounts, which, added up, can make a real difference. I've seen people pay for entire vacations with miles earned on planned expenses. But here's the key: discipline. Without it, the tool turns into a trap. And once you understand this, you'll see that credit isn't just about consumption. It's about leveraging growth and creating space for new side hustles, new income streams, and opportunities that once felt out of reach. Create additional income streams. Relying on a single source of income is like balancing your life on a one-legged stool. One sudden shake, and it all collapses. True financial freedom begins when you build multiple pillars to support your lifestyle. That's where side hustles come in. You might have skills you don't even realize are valuable. Editing videos, baking, fixing computers, teaching online. Any of these can be turned into extra income that fuels your freedom figure. And the best part? The more diverse your income sources, the stronger your financial foundation becomes. Picture this: you start a side hustle selling digital products. Instead of spending the profits, you channel them straight into investments, maybe an S&P 500 ETF through dollar-cost averaging. Meanwhile, you use another portion as a down payment on a property for house hacking, which generates passive income. That's how you create a virtuous cycle. Extra income funds assets, assets produce more income, and that income funds more assets. That's the expansion of your wealth happening right in front of you. Of course, wanting more income isn't enough. You need organization and strategy. That means setting aside time each week for these activities, even if it's just an hour a day at first. Over the long run, that adds up to incredible results. And as your earnings grow, you must resist the temptation to upgrade your lifestyle at the same pace. That discipline creates the surplus you need to invest more and seize new opportunities. Opportunities that, if taken, could have your money working for you instead of the other way around. Use money for expansion, not consumption. Here's a secret that separates those who achieve financial freedom from those who spend their lives chasing a paycheck. Understanding that money isn't meant just to be spent, it's meant to make more money. Most people use every raise to buy a nicer car, a bigger house, more luxurious trips, and they never break the cycle. The wealthy, on the other hand, channel that surplus into investments that create passive income. This could be an S&P 500 ETF, a property for house hacking, or even a small position in cryptocurrency. The goal isn't to show off, it's to own assets that grow while you sleep. When you shift this mindset, every dollar left over becomes a seed. And seeds, when planted in the right soil, whether in the stock market, real estate, or your own business, multiply. That's the power of reinvestment, taking what your assets generate and putting it back into new assets. This is the invisible engine of wealth expansion. And the faster that engine turns, the faster you move away from working out of necessity. That doesn't mean living like a monk or cutting out every pleasure. It means aligning every expense with your bigger purpose. A trip can be an investment if it connects you with people and ideas that open doors. A course can be an investment if it increases your earning potential. The point is simple. Every dollar should work for you in some way. And when that thought process becomes automatic, you realize you've built your own financial system. One that, step by step, takes you exactly where you want to go. So tell me, how much longer are you going to wait before building your own system toward financial freedom? How many more years will you spend chasing money instead of making money chase you? The choice is right in front of you. Keep running on autopilot or take control of your future. If every step you take from today is guided by what you've learned here, your freedom figure will stop being a distant dream and start becoming a real project. Are you ready to apply car hacking, brand hacking, house hacking, create extra income with a side hustle, invest with dollar cost averaging, and use reinvestment to accelerate your wealth expansion? I want to hear your answer in the comments. Tell me which step you're going to take first, and why. And if you truly want to stay on this journey, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and keep learning how to transform your finances, your mindset, and, above all, your life.